Well, it's new year, new you, and we could not start a new year without thinking about nutrition. So I'm really excited. I have my good friend, Kelly Springer, who's a registered dietitian and founder and president of Kelly's Choice, with us today to talk a lot about nutrition, and also let's get rid of all those fad diet myths that are out there. Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
so there's so many myths out there. It's really crazy. How many fad diets can you even name?
I mean, I've been on all of them.
Right. So we're into paleo, we're into medical weight loss with shakes and bars, we're into cutting out carbs, we're into all of these things, but that's not what works. Mm-hmm. Every single time people will lose weight because they're cutting out. That's the one thing that these fad diets all have in common. They cut out a food group.
Mm-hmm. And I did it. I lost about 35 pounds. So those of you that have watched the show over the years, I have lost weight and put it back on. And for me, it was really a medical reason because I had a health issue earlier in 2015 and then had to go on some medication, which I'm now off, and it put on weight. But Kelly made it so simple for me.
Good. I'm glad. So what we do is we kind of set up a lifetime goal, because this is not just the next 3 weeks or the next 5 weeks or the next month. This is for your lifetime. So we have people that come in to see us that have diabetes or high blood pressure or just want to get healthy, and that's what we do as registered dietitians. Different from health coaches, different from a medical weight loss plan. We actually give you real food to eat in real plans.
And my favorite thing that you said is nothing is off limits. That was my favorite word.
So,
but it's true.
It is true. So I was telling you, I used to work as a bariatric dietitian, and before weight loss, we used to put people on the shakes. It's actually for a reason. It was called a liver reduction diet. It would shrink down their liver and get them ready for surgery. It made it safer for surgery. Well, we all tried it in our office, and about 3 days into the shakes, I found myself at a Tim Hortons eating a huge chocolate peanut butter sundae because I couldn't take it anymore.
You wanted the sugar so much.
I needed the sugar, I needed the carbohydrates, and I needed to eat something, to actually chew and to eat. And that's when I realized, wow, how hard this is for our patients, and what are we doing here? So that's where I started Kelly's Choice and started real food and real plans. So when working with you,
it's been fun.
We've really talked, and then one of the first things that we do start with is carbohydrates. Now, so many people that come to see me have an excessive intake of carbohydrates.
Which Deb did.
Well, you're not alone, because so many people do. And the reason being is that carbohydrates are actually in a lot of different foods that people may not know.
I thought I was so good because I was eating a lot of fruit, and I'm going through Kelly, oh, I'm doing this, and I'm eating fruit, and I'm doing this, and she's like, oh, that's good. And then when I realized, even though fruit is healthy, it's filled with carbohydrates.
Yes, so let's start with that. So anything ending in ose is a carbohydrate. Talking about fructose, which is in fruit. So fruit is a carbohydrate, and so is fruit juice. Also lactose. So if we're talking about any of our dairy products, lactose also will have sugar.
Like yogurt. I'm doing good.
But there are some things. So if you go more towards the Greek yogurt, there's actually less lactose than there is in conventional yogurt. So there is some swap outs there.
Right, which I did make that switch, and it's good. And I think the Greek yogurt fills me up too.
It does, because it actually has more protein than a conventional, and protein is a huge thing when we go into our real food. You need protein if we're cutting down on the carbohydrates. So also we have glucose, which we've all heard about. Pretty much it's like pure sugar. But any of our glucose found in breads, pasta, rice, grains, any of those things. And not saying that they're bad, but we need to limit those a little bit more than we're used to. So we should be having about 10 to 12 servings of carbohydrates per day. Right now we're probably getting 30.
Kelly really helped me figure out, like, do you know 1 serving of pasta is a half a cup, and that's 1 carbohydrate. So the program I've been on now for 3 or 4 weeks, and it was right during Thanksgiving time, which was a little tough. But I have lost weight. I have lost weight, and I'm really excited about it. But I had to stay to 10 carbs. Now that's not 10 grams of carbs. That is 10 carbs. So a banana is a carb. One of my Chobani, zero yogurts is a carb. But the thing is, I wasn't hungry.
And that's the whole thing. If you're hungry, that's not the plan you want to be on. You should not be hungry while you're going through this type of plan, because we're going to pump up that protein and help to fill you up and keep you full. Plus, vegetables are your best friend. So when we're talking about vegetables, we're talking about all the colors. Now, by getting in all the colors, that's going to add in fiber, which again is going to fill you up a lot better than those white carbohydrates. So getting in that protein and those vegetables really works.
I'm really into the chicken. So what I do, I think, really eating healthy is about planning ahead, which is right up my alley, being organized and having an organized refrigerator. And so usually on Sunday, I'll make a dozen hard-boiled eggs, all peeled, ready to go. I'll make, 10 or 12 chicken breasts, so they're there. I'll cut up all my vegetables and have them all ready, and it just makes it easier.
And we do this talk all over, at workplaces, for private consulting, but the power planning is so real and so powerful because if you have those good foods around you that are ready to go, you are going to make good decisions.
The other tip you gave me, which I thought was great, is have 2 vegetables at every single meal. A hot and a cold. Who would have thought of that? That's a great idea.
Good, I'm glad that you like it. So that was developed at Cornell, and it was called Half Plate Healthy. So if you can look at your plate, kind of picture that plate, and if half that plate is vegetables, you're doing amazingly well. I've never heard of anyone dying of too much broccoli.
No.
Follow us on Pinterest at Declutter Coach.